garage. We got a lot more space in here. It's time to build a much needed chassis dolly. Alright, so as you can see, the design of the dolly is really simple, really basic. You got your 4x4 posts with a bunch of cross beams for extra support and weight distribution. The way I measured this is the Mustang's frame rails are going to be sitting on the outer posts. So all the load is going to rest on the outer posts themselves. And then since you have all this cross bracing, it's going to kind of evenly distribute the load. But again, most of the load is going to be on these outer posts and the wheels. So I'm not too worried about tying it in kind of square like this. So the way I'm going to tie these together is with a 6-inch lag bolt and a washer. First I'm going to drill a 6-inch pilot hole through both pieces. And then I'm going to go back, and since the lag bolt is 5/16, I'm going to drill out 5/16 in the first piece of wood. So then when I put the lag bolt in, it's not only until the second piece of wood it actually starts threading in properly, and as a result of that, that'll actually pull the two pieces of wood together rather than threading through the first piece and the second piece. So when that happens, there's going to be a lot of torque and tension on the bolt, and it's probably going to snap, and it's not going to be nearly as tight as if you do it the way I just mentioned. So I'm going to do that for every joint, and then I'll start bolting up the wheels. Alright, so here it is with everything assembled. Really simple design, turned out great. Feels really sturdy and rigid. And as you can see, it basically runs from the front frame rails all the way back to the rear torque box area. Kind of like how a subframe connector would run. So I'm going to put it underneath the car, put it to the test. I'm going to lower the car nice and slow and look out for any points of failure, although by the looks of it, it should be plenty strong. So I've got the full weight of the chassis sitting on top of the dolly without any issues. I lowered the car down nice and slow just to be safe. You know, look out for any obvious signs of failure, stuff like that, but it's holding up perfectly. There's no bending or bowing, so I think it's good to go. I gave the car a little shake just to make sure the chassis is firmly planted on the dolly, which it is, but I'm still going to secure the chassis just to make sure it doesn't slide off when I'm moving it around. Eventually it'll probably be trailered like this with no suspension, so I just gotta make sure I can secure it properly or else it'll be kind of useless. Alright, so this is how I secured the chassis to the dolly. As you can see, I've got pretty much like a homemade U-bolt. I got some threaded rod, put it through the frame rail, and then used a bracket underneath to clamp and tighten it all down, so it's definitely not going to go anywhere. So the holes that you see up there from the previous subframe connectors, they go right through the frame rail, so that was easy enough. Really simple, but it definitely gets the job done. I'll show you the back. So this is the back side. Basically it's the same idea. I use the mounting points for the lower control arms to tie in to the dolly. I think it's good to go. Time to test it out.